This is the Jose Soto Show. You're listening to Jose Soto. And today is Tuesday, July 24th, 2012. So, what's up for today? What's in the menu on the Jose Soto Show? Well, there are many things I want to talk about, but maybe I might miss some few things, and I'm just going to go and dive into this today. But first and foremost, I hate it when I'm being jerked around. And I hate it when I have to tell the other publishers and editors of the Gay Report to correct or update headlines when we were duped or misled or the report was actually false and fraudulent. In other words, I hate being jerked around like this. I'm nobody's fool. Especially the gay media, especially whoever is running this whole shit. But you see how quick, and I don't think this problem that we're suffering from, in which we sensationalize homophobia, I don't believe is something that is completely systematic, but it's pretty much in the air. And what happens is when we call anything homophobic for political reasons, that means if a right-winger does it, it's homophobic. But anybody else that does it, like on a stage for a stand-up act or whatever, if they're liberal, right, then they get to use gay slurs. If you're Dan Savage, you get to use gay slurs and call people faggots. Call gay people faggots, house faggots, whatever you want to call them. And I don't like that hypocrisy. I just don't. I don't play like that. You see, I'm not a psychopath. I'm not a, I just don't like to jerk people around like that. And I don't like to be jerked around and misled with fraudulent news articles and reports. And we have a policy at the Gay Report. Once somebody makes a false report knowingly, we try to find out who it was and we'll just cut him off. No longer will we link to that site ever again. And we have already done that. We did it to Joe My God, not only because of the fact that some articles were very fishy and it was lies, basically. Some of those posts that he had, it was a while ago. I'm not going to get into it, but it's also the quality and all that. We just don't link to the Joe My God. But the other sites that we blacklist, we don't deal with those sites because they just made up shit. And we don't deal with frauds. Because not only don't we like to be jerked around, we don't want to be liable as well that to spread a rumor that is false or to defame anybody. And then we're going to be financially liable for that because then we help propagate something that is false. And of course, what I'm talking about here is the Bristol Palin thing, the whole thing that where her little tot, what's the name of the little boy? I forgot the name of the little boy. I'm trying to find the article here, but it's been on my mind this last couple of hours. Oh, here's the article from Advocate. Now, this is where they had to correct everybody. What happened was that little Tripp, that's his name, Tripp. What kind of a name is that? This fucked up family, the Palins, why do they have all these weird names? Trig, Bristol. Just have normal, regular names. I don't know. Fine. Everybody wants to be unique. That's fine. I'm nothing against that. It never occurs to me to name my son, if I ever have a son, Tripp or Trig or any of these names. I don't know where they came from. But Tripp supposedly said the word faggot on their reality show, Life is a Trip with Bristol Palin. I mean, what kind of reality show is this? I mean, I've seen a lot of reality shows, and most of them are just shit. I think 80% of them are just shit. I mean, why would you want to waste your time watching reality shows like that? Why don't you just create your own reality show, like Have a Life? Reality shows are for people who just don't have their own reality. That's what I say. That's what I think. So here we have Bristol Palin, her little tot. Tripp is a 3-year-old boy who said the word faggot. Now that was the initial report. Now the producer of the show and Bristol has come out and said that no, that wasn't what he said. He said the other F word. He said fucking something, I know, but he said the word fuck. And that was what was bleeped out. So then the advocate didn't believe it, but the producer sent the advocate a clip, uncensored clip of the little boy saying the word, and it wasn't the word faggot. It was the word fucking something, but it was not the anti-gay slur. So here we are, getting our panties in a twist over nothing. And there are people on this article, on the advocate, that, oh, whatever, but still, Bristol Palin is a bitch. Fine, I agree, but why do we need to reiterate this shit? Why do we need to regurgitate it? Why do we need to give these inbreds any more attention? I'm telling you, whoever wrote this false report in the first place, I'm trying to find out who it was. We're gonna try to investigate this. Who started this report that Tripp, the little boy, said the word faggot? I want to know who it was. I bet it was either the producer or Palin herself, Bristol Palin, probably to create more attention for her because ratings are low. Who knows? I don't know. Then, of course, she blames the lefty papers for creating hysteria on this, but she loves the hysteria. So what are you complaining about? You see, this is the thing. If this is another false flag, which I know a lot of anti-gay activists are doing, they're creating false flags, like Nom. Nom said that somebody broke into their files that the IRS divulged their personal IRS forms and financial information to the Human Rights Campaign, right? As if I were to believe that shit. No, it was Nom. Somebody from Nom gave the HRC, the Human Rights Campaign, their financial information, their IRS forms, plain and simple. And somebody from, because I have an insider in one of these organizations, top insider, and he told me, hey, what happened that day was that the IRS forms from Nom came directly to the Human Rights Campaign. It wasn't from the IRS. It was not from the IRS. The IRS is one of the most powerful governmental agency in the world. They track every single penny, track every single document, every single receipt that you print. And they know how much money you have, and that's why they do these audits all the time. Yeah, there's some clever weasels out there that know how to beat the system. But for the most part, the IRS is pretty secure on their documents. And I talked to an IRS agent, a very good close friend of mine, and he said, Jose, it's impossible. It's impossible to divulge personal IRS forms of any person or organization or company to the public, because there are certain security breaches that have to be made, and then the red flags are immediately open, in which of course alerts the IRS authorities that there's something going on, and of course they investigate. But what happened was that it was Nom that came out and told the IRS, hey, the Human Rights Campaign has our IRS forms. Even though that there are security systems in place in the IRS, when that happens, they know already. You don't need to report it to them. So that whole fiasco was a false flag. It was staged, and the anti-gay people they do this all the time. And if I'm digressing, but I'm just trying to prove that Bristol Palin is just like no other. And I've seen a lot of these people. I've seen a lot of people in show business. They have these like really low rating shows and on cable. What they do is they create some sort of scene somewhere, or they get arrested, and then it comes out in the news that they masturbated in public, or they were caught doing something stupid or gross, and that's how they build attention to their show. And you get free advertisement, free publicity. That's all it is. I bet that I have a hunch that that's what it is. But I still don't like to be taken as a fool. I don't like that. And if it was the producer, shame on him. And if it was Bristol Palin, well, shame on them. Shame on this stupid reality show for stupid inbred motherfuckers who don't know how to have a reality of their own. Here's what the Advocate is saying. Bristol Palin says her 3-year-old son Tripp did not say faggot, but the other F word on a moment captured on tape for her reality show, and the program's showrunner corroborates this. Quote, "It is the honest to God truth," quote, says the showrunner Matt Lutz told the Advocate. Quote, "He doesn't know that word. They don't throw that word around in front of him." Okay. And there are people saying, yeah, she uses the word. I don't care if she uses it or doesn't use it. I don't use it, okay? You get that? I only care about what I do. And there are a lot of gay people out there who God bless their hearts, but still, come on, get a life. Jesus, get a fucking life. What do you mean? Oh, I bet he learned it from his mother. So what? They're fucking inbreds. They're fucking morons. It's like telling me, oh, corn is yellow. Oh, no, shit, doofus. Breaking news. Breaking news. Who gives a shit now? I mean, I don't give a shit, but what I do give a shit is about all this false reporting. All this publicity stunts. If it is a publicity stunt, I wouldn't be surprised. But if it was false reporting that somebody tried to make this into a political wedge issue, then that's going to be a big problem for me, because I hate that. I hate fanatics who fucked up the news for their own political gain. In fact, it's unethical. If you are a journalist and you do false reporting, it's very, very unethical. But hey, who cares about ethics? We need to get those fucking rednecks, those Palins, right? Sure, go ahead, but please don't be a douche about it. In fact, why do you want to waste your time with it's like saying, hey, let's go outside and kill some cockroaches. Why? Why? Anyway, goes on to say, a clip from Bristol Palin, Life is a Trip, was posted on YouTube last week, showing the toddler arguing with his mother and Aunt Willow in a hotel room. And at one point, he says to Willow, "Go away, you bleeped, beep," right? Goes on and on and on. Then that they got the uncensored videotape, on and on with their bullshit. But I don't know if that's true. But if it is true, well, I know the fact that it wasn't what he said. He didn't say the word faggot, or else they would have proved it already. It's all political staging. Or it's a publicity stunt. And that's my big hunch. Anyway, we're going to take a short break. And we'll be right back. This is the Jose Soto Show. You're listening to Jose Soto. Intellectual nudity and no stupidity. And we're back. And the Muppets. Oh, I love the Muppets. Kermit the Frog, Miss Piggy, Fuzzy Bear. Remember Fuzzy? Waka Waka. Well, the Jim Henson Company has decided to pull their toys from Chick-Fil-A because of Dan Cathy, the president of Chick-fil-A's anti-gay comments. They are no longer offering their services and have stopped their partnership with Chick-fil-A. Isn't that interesting? I always knew that there were a lot of gays that worked at the Jim Henson Company, you know, with the puppets. So I wasn't that surprised when that was announced. The Jim Henson Company, the entertainment organization that traces its origins to the founding of the Muppets in 1958, but puppeteer Jim Henson has ended its affiliation with Chick-fil-A over the restaurant chain's anti-gay sentiments. Well, it's actually Dan Cathy, but yeah, I mean, the company itself donated money. And what people seem to not understand about this issue is that they donated money to Exodus International, which is an ex-gay group. Now, I don't know why this conversation all of a sudden changed to this gay marriage debate. Because once the conversation is changed to the gay marriage thing, then it's like, I don't know. It becomes a political thing, and people like Mike Huckabee, right? That inbred motherfucker comes in and says, wait, it's all about marriage and marriage and the family. So, I mean, you cannot argue with those points, right? So, when they say that, and we gay people, we go and attack Chick-fil-A for dissing gay people. Not only that, but for contributing money to anti-gay companies, to anti-gay organizations. We are the bad guys because we are attacking a company that is Christian and that loves people and that cares about marriage, and that's why it's contributing to those organizations, because they're worried about marriage and divorce and all that bullshit. How did they switch the discussion? I don't know. But if you look at many of the comments on Twitter, on Facebook, whatever, if you look at the comments, you'll see that a lot of people like Chick-fil-A. So it's going to be hard to do this supposed boycott. And I don't know why people like this company. I just don't. I don't get it. There are a lot of people that hate McDonald's, right? But then look at McDonald's. It's the biggest fast food chain in the world, right? It's a multi-billion-dollar operation, openly traded in the New York Stock Exchange. And McDonald's is everywhere. Everywhere. And yeah, I mean, everybody hates McDonald's. They're like, yeah, McDonald's is a bad company. They destroy the environment. They have bad food, bad nutrition. Food that causes cancer, diabetes, blah, blah, blah. And most of that is true, actually. Yeah, I mean, if you eat McDonald's shit, you're going to basically turn into a shit. You're going to die pretty soon. McDonald's food, fast food, most fast food will cause cancer, diabetes, high blood sugar, high blood pressure, all this stuff. And if you ask any nutritionist, any doctor, any medical practitioner, they'll tell you, Jose, or they'll tell you that eating fast food more than once a month is dangerous to your health. Yet people still eat this shit. I don't know why. Well, McDonald's, what? The other day, their stock went down a bit, and they're having little problems there. But everybody else, Jack in the Box, everybody is just reaping the benefits. We all know it's bad. We all know it's bad to go to Chick-fil-A, but we still do. What's wrong with this country? What's wrong with us? I know it's bad for me, but I'm gonna do it. It's cool. It's rad to go and eat at Chick-fil-A. Stuff ourselves up with all these chicken sandwiches, deep fried chicken fillets. What do they serve? Those little potato waffles, whatever that shit. I've only been to Chick-fil-A once because I had to go and take some friends from school because they wanted to go to Chick-fil-A, and I didn't order anything. I think I had a coffee or something. I didn't eat anything because at that time I was trying to lose weight. I lost a lot of weight and then I gained it back. Because I started again eating the fast food, and that's when I finally said no more. And since then I lost weight, so no more. And it's been for me about 3 years. I haven't had any fast food. No McDonald's, no Jack in the Box, no Taco Bell, no none of that shit. I want to eat real food. Alright? But I'm just trying to tell you something here, that there's something going on. I don't know if it's something that they put in the food that makes you just not think. Right? It kind of fucks up your logical thinking, and now you're like, yeah, I know it's bad, but I'm still gonna, and I even read some comments on the internet of people that, yeah, I support gay rights and I'm pro gay marriage, but I'm still gonna go buy some chicken sandwiches. God damn, I'm just, People need to just realize that these fast food mega corporations have their hands up their butts. Until you realize that, then we can start to understand why people say the most stupidest shit and say stuff like this. Look, Chick-fil-A gave a lot of money to Family Research Council. A couple $1,000s over the last few years. And you might say, well, Jose, but that's not a lot of money. All right, let's say this. Let's say I own a restaurant and I gave $10. You found out my restaurant gave $10 to the KKK, the local KKK chapter. Would you be okay with that? It's only $10, right? It doesn't mean anything. No. You bet your ass Al Sharpton and all the rest. Al Sharpton and company are going to be outside of my restaurant protesting. And that will be okay. I think that, you see, racism, of course, logically, is not acceptable in America, and people would still go and support the boycott against my restaurant because I donated $10 to the KKK. But this company donates thousands of dollars to the Family Research Council, the gay version of the KKK, or the anti-gay version, whatever you want to say. And people say, oh, it doesn't matter, just a couple $1,000, right? It's okay. It's not like they gave it to Westboro Baptist Church. Well, let's say that they did give it to the Westboro Baptist Church, to the Phelps clan. Is that okay? It's only a church. It's a Christian church. They also believe that marriage is an important thing, and they think that the world's coming to an end, that God let down his guard on America because we have embraced the sin of sodomy. That's their logic, and a lot of people, a lot of social conservatives out there are kind of thinking like this too. It makes me wonder if people silently support the Westboro Baptist Church, silently support this anti-gay shenanigans. But to me, it has to be something in the food. I think that fast food really fucks up your head. It fucks up the way that you think. It screws up your sex life. Believe me, I've been there. There was a time in my life when I was younger. I would go to McDonald's every Sunday, and I was addicted to it. I had to stop. And there were times where I went to McDonald's almost every day for breakfast. And I just, no, stop this right now. I'm killing myself. And that's when I had a little problem with cholesterol. My cholesterol now is down. It's normal now. So stop eating that shit. But that's just my own personal take on that. So, but this whole Chick-Fil-A thing, I mean, look, this company gave thousands of dollars to the Family Research Council. And you might be saying, well, what's so bad about that? I mean, it's not like it's the KKK, right? Well, genius, doofus, let me just inform you what they believe and what they're preaching. They think that it's okay to throw gay people in jail. That's what they said. They come out publicly and admitted it right on MSNBC in front of Tweety Bird or Chris Matthews. They told him, hey, we believe that gays should go to jail for committing sodomy, even though Sodom has nothing to do with homosexuality. Sodomy. Sodomites. Throw these fuckers in jail. And that's what they want. And this is where the money from Chick-fil-A is going, to organizations who believe that you can change your sexual orientation, right? That you can be from 100% gay to 100% heterosexual. And later on, I'm going to talk about this whole ex-gay thing. All right? So I think that will be in the next segment. But that also is kind of, wait a minute, red flag. What do you mean you're donating to Exodus? Exodus International is now becoming less ex-gay, right? They're saying, no, you can't change your sexual orientation. So now they become the whipping post of the anti-gay movement and the right wing, and they're saying, now they're becoming lefties. No, they're not. Far from it. They're just being realistic in a way they are. But still, they still believe that being gay is a sin. You shouldn't do it. That's what Exodus believe. That the best solution for a gay man is to just not be gay. Okay, is that pro-gay? Is that... I don't know. I don't know about that, because if I were to go out and say, hey, you breeders, you heterosexual breeders, stop with your heterosexualizing, your breeding. You're overpopulating the damn earth. And you know what? There are people out there saying this crazy shit. But I'm not saying it because, hey, heterosexuality is natural. Just let it happen. So is homosexual activity is natural. Let it happen. But people don't view it that way. Because these people are idolatrists. They idolize and they worship heterosexual vaginal intercourse. That's what they believe in. And believe me, this type of worship, this whole reproduction worship, penis worship, vagina worship, look it up, goes all the way back to Samaria. Goes all the way back to these ancient, these esoteric religious sects. Religion came from Samaria. It came from these religious sects, these groups that believed and worshipped heterosexual reproduction and worshipped the vagina and the penis. So that's where all this homophobia comes from. And later on in another show, I'm going to deal with that later. But people, gay activists don't understand this. They go, wait, what do you mean? Do your homework. If you want to beat these people, if you want to get at their game and expose them for who they are, know where their ideology came from. It goes all the way back. It goes thousands of years back, even before the Egyptians. And one day I will talk about that. So, but anyway, Chick-fil-A boycott might not work. I'm just saying, there's something in the food. I don't know, but for me, it's going to be a little hard to convince these doofuses, these pimple-faced trolls that eat at Chick-fil-A to stop eating there. They love it. As I read these articles and these comments. Pathetic. Anyway, that's what they're saying. We love Chick-fil-A. What do you mean you want me to stop eating? I can't eat this. Stop eating. I love Chick-fil-A. I love it. It's good for you. This is the Jose Soto Show. I am Jose Soto. We'll be right back after the short break. And we're back. And in the last segment, we talked about what are we talking about? Oh, the ex-gay thing. We're talking about Chick-Fil-A, how Chick-Fil-A contributed money to the ex-gay thing, Exodus International. But I know some of us make fun of the ex-gay movement, and we think it's a farce. I think it's just a fraud. I mean, I thought that people really were sensitive about this issue and say, yes, there might be a possibility for you to change your sexual orientation. Okay, and we're gonna help you do it, right? I mean, that's what I thought that they were doing. How they were doing this was based on their own perception of the Bible and how, morality and all this. But it's not about that. What I come to find out, because I went to one of these conferences a while ago, checking things out, and you go to these conferences, these ex-gay conferences. I went to one that was sponsored by Narth. It was a few years ago, and they were peddling all these books. I mean, you just see books and DVDs, and you obviously, with those books and DVDs, you see price tags, and right next to those DVDs and books, you see a cash register. It's just a fucking joke. It's all about making a quick buck at the expense of the psychological health of certain gay people. And remember, a lot of gay people bought this shit, and they thought, oh, I can, marry a woman and honor my parents and make my parents and my family happy. Wrong. Boy, did they find out the hard way. When they got married to all these women and they had to divorce them, boo-hoo. Cry me a river. It's your fault. You decided on this shit. But at the same time, I have to blame these fuckers. I mean, these weasels, these snake oil salesmen, they don't care about what happens. Only care about is selling their books, advertising their sites, and then they bring on some what I call a paid moron. And what I noticed about these ex-gays, the ones that actually go out and testify, and they become the official, what's that word again? Spokesperson, poster couple, right? The poster boy. That's what I was trying to say. The ex-gay poster boy, and they bring him out, they roll him out. Oh, I used to be gay, now I'm not anymore. Now I eat pussy. Now here's the thing about that, and we know they didn't say that obviously, but I always tell some ex-gay, and I met a couple of those, and I said, okay, if you're really ex-gay, does eating pussy turn you on? And they're gonna say, well, I'm not. That's what. All of them said no, by the way. And if you are completely heterosexual in America, and this white Anglo-America culture that we live in, nothing against that, I'm just saying that's what we live in, then eating pussy is something that you should be doing if you're completely heterosexual. No, Jose, the Bible doesn't. So, to me, it wasn't about the fact that you turn heterosexual or straight. It's just that you stopped being gay. That's all it basically did. Right? You didn't come out of those programs and say, now I want to eat some pussy. I want to go out there and I want to put my face inside those big old breasts. Now here's the thing. I just read this article. It's really interesting. And it's on this blog of this Christian professor. Now he's a really interesting guy. I don't agree with everything he says, but most of the things I do agree with. Okay? And he has been sort of like a watchdog on this ex-gay, superficial, fraudulent shenanigans that's going on. And he just posted an article, and his name is Warren Throckmorton. I think you might have known him. But he's now saying, and I never thought that this was true. I thought it was a rumor. But he's now confirming this, that they use porno. Right. They use porno and reparative therapy to make you straight. Now here's the thing. I'm not against porno, whatever. But they use gay porn. Listen to this. They use gay porn to make you straight. Let me see if it works. Alright. Nope, not feeling anything. By the way, I'm watching a really hot threesome here. Nope, still gay. Anyway, the article says there has been some debate in recent days about whether or not reparative therapists use pornography as a therapeutic tool. Recently, Alan Chambers stated that reparative therapists use porn as a part of the change process. Oh Lord, oh Lordy, God save us all. Let's see. Oh, this is an anal scene. That guy's kind of cute. This practice is one of the reasons Exodus no longer recommends therapy. One other large reason relates to the unrealistic hope it generates for total change. And I will make that up in a future post. He says, for his part, Dr. Joseph Nicolosi denied Chambers' claim. Basically, Dr. Nicolosi, I think some of you may know him. He's the guy that is saying, hey, you watch gay porn? You're going to turn straight. And he admits it. He says, however, I do not use heterosexual pornography with my clients. I do ask them if they wish to do this. Some clients do not. And I never expect my clients to do anything they don't wish to do, like changing their sexual orientation, right? To bring up a compelling image from gay porn that they wish to reduce the power of. Reduce the power. Right, they reduce the power in their brains and then raise the power in their pants. Right? Nope. I'm still gay. But Dr. Throckmorton says, on point, I have obtained a description of a workshop proposed by Dr. Nicolosi, which was not accepted for the 2010 Exodus conference. The description is pretty clear. Quote, gay pornography as a therapeutic tool. Reparative therapists have recently developed a therapeutic technique utilizing gay pornography. I could just imagine all the guys watching, going to this therapeutic session, this therapy session. Alright, okay. We're gonna watch Threesome by the Pool. And, just go ahead and watch it. You're gonna turn straight any minute now. And then they start jerking off. Oh lordy. Take that cock. Yeah. I'm turning your head right now. Eat that cum. Alright, enough of this crap. Anyway. God, that was a good laugh. I never thought I would actually read something so fucking ridiculous in my life. Oh, Jesus. Man. In this world, expect anything. I mean, I thought that what's his name? Richard Cohen guy. Well, he has a technique to make it straight, and that's to spank. No. Is it spank you? He spanks you or something like that. Then you sit you sit on his lap like a baby, right? And he holds you, and you just hold him, and it feels comforting. And it's to replace the male love that you didn't have from your father, right? I mean, that's what the theory is. And you can see the patient as he jumps off Richard Cohen's lap with a boner. Oh, good God. Well, in all seriousness, folks, this is not, this is a dangerous thing. I mean, there might be some guys that, they look at gay porn, okay, I'm going to look at gay porn and turn straight, right? Follow that logic, right? Follow that. Just try to imagine this. And then it doesn't happen. I become more gay. Because I remember when I first watched my first gay porno. I mean, most of the porno that I used to watch in the beginning was all straight because I had straight friends, obviously. But even then, I was doing stuff with my supposedly straight friends. But we were just, Mexicans. We don't adhere to boundaries that many of our white Anglo friends have, like this whole, labeling thing. But I'm going to get into that later on. Culture differences regarding homosexuality and all that. But when I first saw my first gay porn, I think I was 20 or something, 21. And because back then I didn't have internet until I was 21. When my boyfriend back then, he put it in because I moved in with him. So then we started watching and I was like, whoa. I didn't know you can do that. I'm not a really porn fanatic. I know there are a lot of people who are addicted to porn, and that's not really good. That's not really good. But here's the thing. I mean, I've heard of other people when they try to convert gays into straights. They watch straight porn. I think equally straight porn and gay porn. And I'm still fucking gay. I haven't changed. So I don't know. I mean, just because I watch boobs, I'm gonna start liking them. In that case, if you watch cock, you're gonna start liking cock. I don't know how that works. And you see, everybody has come up with different wacky theories, but never a strong one theory, right? Oh, there's a way to cure, homosexuality, supposedly. Like when I had anxiety, when I used to have it, I go to the psychiatrist, went to my therapist, and they had a treatment plan for me. Some meds, which I did not take. I don't like taking meds, but we focused on certain therapies, and that worked for me, And voila, I wasn't having anxiety anymore. Sometimes I get it, but I'm able to cope with it. But that's one theory. They have one solution for it, and that solution worked. In the ex-gay community, there's no one single theory. Everybody has their own theory. Gay porn, straight porn, bi porn, I don't know. But none of them work. Let me just tell you that. Anyway, we'll be right back after this short break for more titillating facts, fun news, and intellectual nudity. This is Jose Soto. And we're back. Some people sent me this news article. We have it on the Gay Report, but a lot of people send me this article. I mean, it's the most talked about article in my inbox. It's about the fact that gay marriage brought $259 million. $259 million to New York City. That's right, that's a lot of money. A lot of moolah. And sure, you can say it's good for the local economy, you know, whatever. That's money that's pumped into the economy. But for those of you who don't understand how economics really work, you just don't have to pump it at once. You see, this $259 million is only pumped in once. It has to keep pumping up. You have to keep cycling that money. The people who got this money obviously are the cake makers, the bakers, the decorators, the halls where you rent your, to have a reception halls. Yes, they get some of the money, and photographers, wedding stores, and basically just other retail that gets some of this money. Yeah, I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying that to say that it actually really helps the economy, you're gonna have to really get a lot more gay people to get married. And besides, New York City is a great destination to get married. Supposedly, I heard. I mean, there's Central Park. There's a lot of good places to have and host your wedding. A lot of people will go there. In fact, New York is one of the few states that allows gay marriage. So people flew in, and they came in droves to get married from other places. So most of the money came from other places. Sure, I mean that's good, but. Well, first of all, let me read the article. 1 year of marriage equality in New York City has brought $259 million into the economy. And Mayor Michael Bloomberg and Council Speaker Kristen Quinn said today that more than 8,000 gay couples had married since the new law came into action. 1/10 of all marriages in the city in the last year. And that's going to go down. And I'm waiting to see how that's going to turn out. And we can't really tell how many people who live in New York actually got married. We don't know that. All we know is 8,000 marriages. How many of them actually were New York residents? I mean, that would be interesting to know, because there's no way to tell how many gay people in the gay community actually get married versus straight people in that community, if we should call it that. Because there's this argument that is being spread around that gays don't want to get married. And to some extent that might be true. There are a lot of gay people who just don't trust this whole monogamous relationship thing. And a lot of gay men specifically have been, they've gone through a lot of tough things. They've been through a lot of, hardship. But that doesn't mean that we can just throw this away, We can just say, fuck this. I'm just going to be a slut. And to many of us, that's not really a good way to live. I don't think it is. And I've seen, and I know many friends who are professional sluts. And their lives are... right now, and in the beginning it was fun, right? In their 20s, in their teens, because they're young and beautiful. But now they reach the 30-year, 30-year end, as I call it. Right? The transition. This is where you turn in your gay boots. And you basically, after you're 30, according to my white Anglo gay American culture, that you basically are done. You might as well be dead over 30. Gays over 30. Ooh. See, in Mexico and in my culture and the Latino community, if you want to call it that, but specifically the Mexican, Chicano, Mexican American culture, over 30, who cares? So as long as you're good looking, you're a nice guy. I mean, I never experienced that. In my culture, it doesn't really, it doesn't matter. I mean, there are other factors that are superficial that do matter, but age, not really a big deal. In fact, in Mexico, if you're young, they don't really look up to you that much. You're young, you're stupid, you're just a kid. But here in this country, it's kind of weird that we have become so fascinated with youth all of a sudden. It's kind of creepy. I don't know. Anyways, I'm digressing, but yeah, we have to really talk about monogamy. We have to talk about relationships and all this. And I will devote a whole show on that if you like one of these days, and I will. Okay. But this whole 259 million bucks. I thought that marriage equality was, had no price tag, right? Who cares if it brought no money? What's important is the rights. Isn't that what we're being told? So why are we peddling? Why do we even worry about how much money gay marriages made? I mean, are we proving something? I mean, what? I mean, straight marriages probably bring in more money than gay marriages because, of course, there are more straight marriages than gay marriages, unless you live in Amsterdam or West Hollywood or something, right? I mean, I just don't get what the hype is. I understand, yeah, it's a lot of money, it's good for the economy and all this, but gay people are already contributing to this economy anyway. This is just cherry on top. I mean, the traveling, the entertainment, Broadway, all this, we contribute money to the economy. I heard what? How much is the gay community worth? Are spending the gay community consumer? The gay consumer is worth like $200 billion, something like that. That's a lot of money. That's why you have all these companies basically lining up to get our money, to get our attention. And that might be, we can use that for good use, maybe. I still haven't seen it quite that much. Yeah, we have some few companies on our side. General Mills, Starbucks, Microsoft, Apple, Google. But I have never really spent that much money on Google myself. No. And I don't see how gays spend a lot of money on Google either. Unless Google's selling gay porn or something. Or they're traveling and I don't know, maybe it's the YouTube thing. So I I don't know why we should make this an issue that, oh, look, it's $250 million. So what? Would you report it if it's only $1 that's made from all this? No, because it doesn't matter, right? It's your constitutional right to get married. And constitutional rights have no price tags. There's no price to equality or liberty or any of these values that America is about, right? So when people are trying to really pester me about these kinds of things, I'm just like, come on, please. I understand, yes, we can show this to the anti-gay marriage people. We can say, hey, look, we produce money for the economy. What do you produce? I mean, a logical argument would be like, well, we are about straight marriages, and straight marriages also produce money for the economy as well. Straight weddings, in fact, the majority of them are straight marriages. So, you know how they're going to twist this around. So why even use it? Yes, we can show it off, and we can tell each other, ooh, how much money we made. Ooh, we're contributing to the economy. Even though we're still in a depression, still are. Oh, Tony Perkins, remember him? He is warning Google to expect blowback over gay rights support. You know, Google should expect blowback for its invasion of privacy, for its evasion of taxes. Google doesn't pay that many taxes in America, by the way. You know, taxes that can be used for Medicare, taxes that can be used for healthcare and all that, and for AIDS research. Florida has cut their AIDS program really all the way down. That's what happens when you elect right-wing reactionaries. Instead of, cutting on other areas, like research on tadpoles or something like that. I mean, there's a lot of waste in government. Yes, there is. I do believe that we should get the government to be smaller, but small to be efficient, to protect the economic rights of citizens. But hey, Florida, if you have AIDS, you can die. So then they're telling Elton John, well, if you care, because Elton John brought this issue up, and we had that article on the Gay Report, I think, but Elton John was making this an issue, and they told him, hey, why don't you contribute money to this? But Elton John is not a government. Elton John is not an agency. He has a foundation that helps people with AIDS, but the government is supposed to step in when there's a pandemic, and we're still in a pandemic. The government is supposed to help people during Katrina, remember? What happened there? Yeah, government really screwed people up. Really gave you the big FU, didn't it? Yes, it did. So Tony Perkins, if I were you, I'd just worry about something else. But Tony Perkins, he is paid minion. He's paid to do this. You think some of you Christies that he's a Jesus lover and come on, please. I know stuff about Tony Perkins that's gonna make you squirm. Let's just leave it at that. But he is one big SOB. He is a total sneaky, weaselly snake oil salesman. Hey, you bought into the fact that this is a family research council? It's not. It's not. And you should see where the money is going. It's not going to anything that you think is going. It's going to pay off other people, pay off other foundations, their own little friends. Tony Perkins has his circle of friends around him, and the Focus in the Family, James Dobson, they're all interconnected. It's the same thing. It's the same group. So what they do is that they just mix the money around. It's a pyramid scheme, in a way. What they do is they give the money that you give to the Family Research Council, like what Chick-Fil-A did, and they give it to another group or another foundation that they control, and then they pass it back to them, pretending that that's, doing something, right? And they hire their own family members, their friends. They give them jobs, and they do nothing. They just sit around and write blog posts about gay people, right? Such great use of resources. Or you can hire Porno Pete, and he can write about gay men's anuses. Right? Porno Pete from the Americans for Truth about homosexuality. Oh, yeah. You should look that up. Interesting stuff there from a real homophobic. I mean, he's really homophobic. I've never seen somebody as homophobic as that guy. That guy's creepy. Creepy as shit. Anyway, we'll be right back after a short break. Stay tuned. This is the Jose Soto Show. We'll be right back. Okay, I just want to give you a quick update on the Aurora, Colorado massacre that we witnessed last week. And as you know, I have basically laid out my own theories, not theories, but facts, weird, creepy things that are surrounding certain circumstances and facts surrounding this whole event. For instance, Batman Forever. What do we see there? Batman Forever had their theme song was "Hold Me, Thrill Me, Kiss Me, Kill Me." All right, and then you have the theme song for the Riddler. The Riddler, right? The Riddler, who was a neuroscience kind of guy, a mad scientist, like the shooter. What a coincidence is that? But we had the Riddler, and he has his own theme song, and the Riddler's theme song had lyrics like, you know, and you have to sleep late when you can, and all your bad days will end. Yeah. 12 people's bad days ended really late that night because they stayed up and they watched Batman. Right? I mean, it's just a lot of creepy things that you have to really take it into consideration. And there are other people offering their own version. And I'm just one piece of the puzzle here. But anyway, I was just going to give you a small little update. Well, the guy, the shooter, he showed up in court the other day, and he looks like one freakazoid. This guy looks like he's really shot up with meds. This guy is shot up with meds. You can tell when somebody is not normal, like there's something pumping in their blood or in their brain that they ingested. Like you can tell when somebody's high, right, with their eyes, how they might get red or they might look like they're sleepy or something, but and they start laughing or whatever. I mean, there's certain signs that you see about people that are induced into a trance because of a certain type of drug or medication. I remember my former partner, he had epilepsy and he had to take medication for that, and he was toast many times. He couldn't even remember what he was doing. He acted pretty childish. By the way, Justice Roberts, I don't know if I should go into this, but Justice Roberts was also taking this same medication. And something really went wrong. Because he was supposed to be the no vote on the Obamacare ruling, but he was the yes vote. But I don't know what happened in that, but I just digressing here. Medications can screw people up, and they have in the past. And you add these lyrics and all this subconscious messages, hidden esoteric messages, right? That can be, if you're not aware of them, you can listen to them subconsciously, and I don't know, you can be induced. Given the right circumstances, you can be induced into doing things you never thought that you could do, especially going to a movie theater and shoot up 70 people or so. It's crazy. But here's an article that I found. James Holmes, which is the name of this caricature that went in there and shut up the people, received a $26,000 grant from the Bethesda-based National Institutes of Health. Basically, a federal government grant. Huh? You might be asking, what's the point of this? Well, exactly, that's what I'm asking. Somebody emailed me the other day and they said, Jose, I don't believe you that this guy was working in a program that was funded by the federal government. I'm sorry. Just got this CBS article in front of me, right in front of my eyes, saying that he received a $26,000 grant for this program. So just think about it. And there's more to come. I'm I'm sure that we're going to see a lot more things, right? We are going to discover a lot about this guy, what happened before, and his mental psyche. And we should figure it out. Because I believe, and I have a hunch, and I'm always, most of the time, correct. When I have a hunch, I have a hunch. When I had a hunch about my previous boyfriend that was cheating on me, I had a hunch and I had a hunch. And you know what the hunch is. You know what's going on. Right? But you're just waiting for the proof. You're waiting for the evidence. And then, boom, here it is. Right in front of you, black and white. James Holmes, the alleged gunman in the recent theater shooting that left 12 dead in Aurora, Colorado, was previously awarded a $26,000 federal grant. WNEW News reports that Holmes was awarded a prestigious grant from the National Institutes of Health in Bethesda, Maryland. NIH is part of the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. It gave the graduate student a $26,000 stipend and paid his tuition for the highly competitive neuroscience program at the University of Colorado in Denver. I mean, this guy had it all. Just like the Riddler, right? He was a scientist. He was paid for. He worked at at Wayne Incorporated, Wayne Industries, whatever it was. I forget. But Bruce Wayne's company, but he worked there. And he had everything going until he turned into a mad scientist. I mean, this guy is the Riddler. The Riddler incarnate, incarnate, right here. Holmes was one of 6 neuroscience students at the school to get the grant money. Holmes is expected to be formally charged next Monday. He is being held on suspicion of first-degree murder, and he could also face additional counts of aggravated assault and weapons violations. That's interesting. $26,000 federal grant, right? And you say, Jose, but I don't know. That's just really weird, really suspicious. You just have to take it for what it's worth. Come up with your own conclusion and opinion about this. I'm not a fascist. I'm not saying this is how it's gonna be. No, it's just weird for me that this guy is getting $26,000 in scholarships, grants, and his tuition is paid for by the government. I mean, that's very creepy. Very freaking creepy. Right? Well, let's call it a day. Thank you for listening. This has been the Jose Soto Show. I'm your host, Jose Soto. Intellectual nudity, not stupidity. Thank you for listening again. See you next time. Take care.